Hello, class. How is everyone doing today? So sorry for about last week. My goal is to try to post one, if not two videos per week. And I wasn't able to post anything last week, and I'm so sorry about that. So my laptop, my work issue laptop, the camera went out on it, so I had to actually go and get a new work issued laptop that actually has a working camera now. So I am so sorry about last week that I wasn't able to post a video because again, I want to interact with each one of you. I want to make sure we're following and learning from each other. So again, I do apologize, and hopefully that won't happen again. So, but I got a working computer now, which is good. Um, Lesson two, I appreciate everybody really, diving in and really, hitting the material hard. I have posted your grades from last week now. So if you have any questions about your grades, please reach out to me. So I know several of you have already reached out asking certain questions and, why did you get this grade, et cetera, et cetera. And I encourage that. I want you to send, if you're not sure why I gave you a certain grade, let's talk about it, because sometimes I am willing to change grades based on what you described to me. So just make sure if you have questions or concerns, let me know and we'll work through it together. So again, any questions about lesson two? Well, lesson three, one of my favorite lessons of this semester because we're going to continue our efforts to understand human behavior in both the workplace and the individual level. So if you look at your learning objectives, look at values. Values are so important. So as long as I've been in the working world, it really is my favorite places to work, and the people that I've really enjoyed working with all have their own set of defined values that really define who they are as individuals. So it's so important to really pay attention to that this week. Your own personal value system. Where do you get your values? Some people get it from their friends and their family, from their religion, from their social groups. Where do you get your value system? So and how do we interact and shift and identify with other people, especially when you're at work, we've all probably had people that we didn't enjoy working with, that we just kind of tolerated or, so but how do we work with other people at work, in the office to make sure we're getting the work done, and there can be shifts there in tensions, we grow in our confidence, we grow in our self-esteem. So how do we make all that work together? And that's really what this lesson is all about. I want to say one thing about the readings. I understand that we don't have a textbook in this class, which is I guess good and bad. But we do put a lot of readings out there, and yes, I do encourage you and highly encourage you to do the readings. Because there are usually required and optional. So the optional, I hope you're able to read if you have the spare time. But again, don't stress yourself over if you miss one or two of the optional readings. But I can assure you, by reading the optional ones, they add to the overall value of your experience. So I do encourage you to do that. But the required readings, make sure you stay on top of those because a lot of the quiz information, a lot of the things that we do throughout each week come directly or at least indirectly from the reading. So make sure you stay on top of those. It's really, really important. So. For this week, and once you've reviewed everything, you'll see you have a couple things to do this week. Obviously there's a quiz that we do every week, and then you'll see there's kind of 4 assignments, but there's really only 2. The first one you'll see is called Sense of Self-Assessment 1. And then you're given 3 options. You don't have to do all of them. Option A is about a values assessment in a questionnaire. Option B is about social identities, and option C is about workism and reflections on that. You only need to do one of them. You don't have to do all 3 of them. So, I've already gotten a question or two from a couple of you who said, hey, Justin, do I have to do all 3? No, you don't. You just have to pick one of those 3. Now, make sure that's assignment 1. Now, assignment 2 is where you reflect on the assessments. Everybody's required to do assignment 2. So you have one of the 3 options for assignment 1, and then assignment 2, and then the lesson quiz. So that's kind of what your assignments are this week specifically. And like I said, these these assessments, they're designed to get you, to help you understand yourself better. So, whenever I'm reviewing and grading, what I look for is, does it look like you actually, you really thought about the answers? It sounds kind of strange, but every now and then I can tell somebody just kind of clicks the answers real quick and just goes through, because when you get their final report, it doesn't really, it just looks different, so to speak. So as long as take the time, answer the questions properly, you're going to do very well. So, and like I said, everybody, I was incredibly impressed last week. Everybody did a great job in your assignments last week, and I gave a lot of high grades from last week because you guys did such a great job. So I really like that you're learning from each other, and again, this has been a great class so far. I've been very, very impressed with you. So let me know if you have any questions about lesson 3. Again, it's pretty self-explanatory this week, but again, I'm always happy to answer questions that you have. Good to see everyone. So glad I got my monitor working again, my camera working again. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out. Thanks, everyone. We'll talk soon.